There are a lot of conducts to disregard when it comes to using public spaces. Sometimes I think people leave their houses just to come and be nuisance outside. Like people with bad personal hygiene entering public transport.
You spend £3.50 paying for a bus, but you can't pay for a fucking shower, you smelly bastard.
And they usually stay in the bus till the very last bus stop. Some of these things shouldn't even be said out loud, but here I am, being a preacher of manners to the mannerless. Today we'll be talking about things you don't do in public transport. Just in case you're feeling posh, flying commercial airlines also counts as using public transport. And my gosh, these people are worse than they think. But we'll get to them in a bit. Let's start from the ground up. Get it? If you live in places like Lagos, you know using public transport can be very uncomfortable. Some of the buses are just moving death traps. I mean, what is this? I should be concentrating on my safety in this vehicle, not stressing out over people's behavior. So I'll jump right to it. Number one, if it's not a pastry snack, don't eat it. Eggs, fish, egusi is not a snack. Some will eat this and still be shouting, "Conductor, my change." It's inconsiderate and downright nasty, I beg. Only people worse than this are those that fat. Sometimes it's likely to find girls sitting at the back, but I'll rather suspect you with your fish breath. Number two, listening to music without earphones. Even though I usually have mine, the few times I've experienced this, I've wished the people that do this the worst without remorse.
Suffer for 600 years in this life. You go cheap, they go carry you go prison.
If you don't know, WhatsApp voice notes automatically play through your call speaker once you put your phone on your ear. You don't need to hear all that dry gist. Stop generating unsolicited noise. And thirdly, don't sit next to people when there are other seats free. Especially in buses like BRT. You see all these amazing seats and you still walked up to sit with me. All must not be well at home. Somehow, I've actually gotten to tolerate some of these things. But you see airplane people. There's something else. Let's not even talk about those in business class that are looking at you and smiling like you barely made it in life as you're walking past. My insecurities aside, there are things you should not do when you're flying commercial airlines. I'll call the first one hand luggage malpractice. Some people will put refrigerator in that compartment if you let them, using more than their space or even using a totally different compartment just because it's probably closer to the exit. Number two, don't intentionally sit on the wrong seat. Not because you're older, not because you're a boss like that. If it wasn't allocated to you, don't do it. And that's not even my biggest issue. Sharing armrest. For people who don't know, the middle seat has the right to both armrests. It's a written rule. I don't know where they wrote it, but it is written. Don't make the middle seat experience worse than it already is. It might be a big claim, but personal space is still very much personal. A lot of these things are from my own personal experience, and it might just be me being a nuisance in my own way in public. All I know is the world would be a better place if we realize public transport is exactly that. Public. Be respectful and behave like you have home training. Thank you guys for watching. If there are more things that stress you out while using public transport, please leave a comment. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.